It started as routine news, a quiet Friday afternoon, February 27th, 2026. NASA released a statement. No press conference, no countdown clock, just words on a page. But inside NASA, those words landed like a shockwave. Artemis III, the mission promised to return humans to the moon for the first time since 1972, was quietly being restructured. The actual landing pushed back. So what really happened behind closed doors that made NASA pull back from the most anticipated moon landing in half a century? To understand the weight of that announcement, you have to understand what Artemis III was supposed to be. For over a decade, NASA rebuilt its entire human spaceflight program around one audacious goal: land astronauts back on the lunar surface, this time at the moon's south pole, where water ice could one day fuel journeys to Mars. It wasn't just science, it was a statement, a signal to the world, and quietly to China's own lunar advancing program, that America still led the way beyond Earth. Every delay had been framed as a temporary setback on the road to an inevitable landing. Artemis I flew uncrewed around the moon in 2022. Artemis II was meant to fly astronauts past it. And Artemis III was the crown jewel. Boots on the ground, flags in the regolith, broadcast to a world that hadn't seen a human moonwalk in over 50 years. But something was happening behind the scenes the public wasn't being told. Engineers working on the Starship human landing system had quietly raised concerns for months. The lander needed to be refueled in orbit, a complex operation requiring multiple launches of fuel tankers, all needing to dock and transfer propellant in the vacuum of space before the actual mission could even begin. Nobody in the history of spaceflight had ever fully pulled this off at this scale. One former NASA engineer later admitted the internal timelines simply weren't adding up. The orbital refueling tests kept slipping. And then came political pressure, a new NASA administration pushing for what officials internally called an increased cadence of missions. So a decision was made. Rather than let Artemis III collapse under its own unmet promises, NASA changed what Artemis III actually was. Astronauts would still launch, Orion would still carry them into space, but instead of descending to the lunar surface, they'd remain in orbit, a demonstration flight. The real landing was reassigned to Artemis IV, a mission with no confirmed date, still waiting on the very same landing system that caused the original delay. For all the disappointment, this decision wasn't reckless. It was, in NASA's own words, safety first. Spaceflight history is littered with the consequences of rushing hardware that wasn't ready. And by testing Orion's systems in orbit before committing to a landing, NASA buys itself invaluable data. How the capsule performs on long-duration flights, how crews adapt, how mission control handles real-time problem-solving under pressure, all without risking a life on an unproven lander. It's a strategy that mirrors NASA's own history, where earlier missions quietly de-risked the harder, more dangerous steps that followed. Every extra month spent perfecting orbital refueling is a month that could prevent a catastrophic failure hundreds of thousands of kilometers from home. In that sense, the delay isn't just caution. It's the same hard-won discipline that has kept every Artemis astronaut alive so far. The moon is still there, waiting, as it always has. But the question NASA quietly answered in February 2026 wasn't really about rockets or fuel transfers at all. It was about how long America is willing to wait and how long it can keep telling the world the landing is still coming without saying exactly when. So here's what we want to know from you. Do you think NASA made the right call, delaying the landing to protect astronauts' safety? Or was this more about managing perception than managing risk? Let us know in the comments below.